And we're back. Today, we're diving into data center, where we'll get to onboard customers, install servers, wire everything up, and start making some money. Our goal today is to onboard the first three customers. Let's jump right. Let's jump straight into it. And we're here. In this game, we'll start by onboarding some customers, these panels here, and we'll build our data center right over here. Get the opportunity to expand when we run out of space and make some money. So let's follow this up. Our first task is to buy a rack and network switch. System X. Okay, yeah, that sounds good. On the rack, alright, let's go. So we'll get to buy this rack. And System X3. Alright. What else? Let's see. Buy switch, alright, let's buy the switch as well. So it's this one. Buy cable. Alright. I'm calling server, yeah, alright. So, let's collect our deliveries. Got the rack, the switch, and finally the cables. Nice. Alright, so in a real data center, we'll get to plan out everything however we want. However, in this game, you have to start by onboarding a couple of small customers and then literally just going from there. And then you can obviously layer things up, and we should also focus on redundancy. That means we'll have additional servers per customer. So, for example, a rule that I like to go by is if a customer has, or maybe we need 10 servers for the customer, I'll install 12 for him, or for them, whatever, and we'll be able to basically have two servers fail before we'll have problems with the customer. So, and with that being said, we'll also have a few switches, not a few switches, in every rack. I like to have, let me show you, I like to have a couple of switches at the top where we wire everything up. I will be able to demonstrate in a bit, but we'll have two switches up here and all the servers in here, and we'll be able to wire up everything like from here. As you can see, you have two ports. We'll use one for the primary and the other one for the secondary, which will correspond to the network switches up here. The top one will be primary, the second one will be secondary, and that way we'll have two connections coming from the customer, and obviously having the redundancy and the ability to not fail whenever one of the server switches goes down. I will also show you a way that I do to test it out, so you can also do that at home. So, another rule that I like to follow, yes, there's a lot of rules in this one. Another rule that I like to follow is basically whenever I'm hooking up the primary line, I like to go from the farthest out on the left-hand side. In all the servers that I connect, it's pretty much that way. And the second one, the innermost from the left-hand side, will be for my secondary connection, and any connections going out of the rack will have to go on the right-hand side of the server of the rack. Another thing that you'll see me do most of the time is coming from the top of the rack to connect it with the customer in the stage. Because in the future we'll have a rack dedicated right here for the networks. But we'll get into that a bit later. So the first customer, they want 40,000 IOPS. That means that we need a few more servers on this one. That's, I believe, is only 5,000 IOPS. Check. Yeah, so we'll need 7 more of these. There you go. Let's bring the trolley and load the bastard up. There you go. Another thing that you should also know at this point is that the trolley does not fit too many servers. I'm not sure if it can fit 7 of these either. Um, but another thing that I like to do is stacking them on top of the trolley. I will show you. Yeah, they're going to fit. But basically, what I mean is literally just going on top of it like this and dropping the server on top of the others like this. And thanks to this game not having any physics, when when things are settled down like this, they will not fall. So yeah. All right, let's hook these up. Put them in the rack. As you can see, it's fairly easy. But we'll have to configure them once we onboard the customer, which we haven't done so yet. And yeah, all right, there you go. So the servers are all connected. However, obviously, we haven't connected to the customer yet because we haven't onboarded them yet. So one thing that I like to do is make sure that we have enough servers. Well, first of all, and the servers are all of them connected properly, which right here I see a little space. And yeah, I'm going to fix this. I'll be back in a second. There we go. So with the last server hooked, we are able to now connect to the customer, or actually we have to onboard him. The first customer is Bermuda Triangle backup. Yeah, it's fine. And we get this little switch here. Something that I like to do in my playthroughs is literally connect the primary connection here and the secondary from the third port. In the future, customers will grow. Like for example, this one will require 10 servers for sure. Oh, actually it's 24 servers. Because if we don't unlock the bigger ones, I'll show you right here, real quick. The current servers we have are these ones, which are 5,000 IOPS each, and 120,000, which is 24 servers. And we'll be able to unlock these bigger servers, which are 12,000 IOPS, which means we will only need 10 of them, and we'll be able to pretty much give the customer whatever they want. In this case, obviously, by the time we get to that one, we should have some money to start building some redundancy. At the moment, we are quite short on cash. As you can see, we only have 14,800, and yeah, money's not easy in this game in the beginning. So yeah, let's hook up the rack. For now, it will be the same color. Let's see, we are on the fourth one. So we go on the fourth one here, and let's go on to, and this will be our primary connection. There we go. Now, let's switch on the switch and all of the servers. There we go. We'll have to configure everything to be on the subnet mask. The subnet, sorry, not mask. So it's 172.30.19. And since we have the gateway on 1, we'll have to start from 2. So 172.30.19. Let's get right into that. 172.30.19. Start with 2. Now, there is something that helps us a bit here. There's the next IP button. The way you use that is you type in the first IP, like I did here. I click copy, click OK. When I go to the next server, I click next IP, and it will literally iterate the last number. That's gone from 2 to 3. And from 3 to 4, it automatically copies the number basically. So we'll be able to very easily speed this through. Also, we get to choose the customer, and there we go. Some customers, portable, express servers, and then assign the customer. That's literally what we did in the step. Your data center, don't open all walls, create. Alright, here. As you can see, we have the end of life here, which is literally the warning that it just gave us. After real life 4 hours, the servers will be gone bad, basically. It's not really that harsh. There's a kind of like a window where they can go bad, but I would consider hiring a tech at that point, which we will be able to, and having them replace the servers, which is less hassle than waiting for it to fail, basically. Now, as you can see, that's the first customer done. Let's see what we need for the second customer. That joke database. We need 80,000 IOPS, so that's 16 servers. Oof, it's quite big. For now, we're going to have every customer in a single rack. That way we know that this one is the first customer, the other is the second, etc. And we won't have different customers sharing the same rack for now, obviously. We'll have to see how it changes in the future. So we said we need 80,000, so that's 16 servers. Do we have enough money for it? Yeah, we do. Nice. Need another switch and another rack. Enough wire. Yeah, let's get it done. It's a lot of servers. There you go. We have all of the servers here. The network switch, which we're going to be hooking up, and the rack. Let's get it going. So, let's put down the rack. This baby up. Put the switch in. And let's put down the servers. Hopefully they can all fit in one unit. There's a lot of servers in this one. Alright, here's the first problem. We managed to fill up the whole rack, and we have a single server left over. So, fortunately, we don't have too much money, so I'm going to have to put it in the other rack and share the connection with them. It's not the ideal situation, but It's the best we can do right now. So yeah, let's wire these up. Alright, so with these ones hooked up, we are very close to filling this one up. Actually, we only have one port, which we do need for the customer line to come in, that port. And since we have four ports, well, actually, we have two that we can use from the get-go. I will bring a line to this one and another line to this one, so we can share the other switch. For the time being, connecting them like so. So yeah, let's put this one up. Carry it over. Let's see. Yeah, let's write the next line. Right. This one is right. Yeah. Get that jokes on board. And this first one. And second. There we go. Now, since the lines are connected, we are ready to start setting the babies up. Switch them all on. As you can see, there's a lot of servers out. Yeah, you have to switch them all on one by one. There's no easy way for that. The IP that we should use is 59.107.14.2 and count upwards as always. So 59.107.14. I'll copy this one. Well, actually, I shouldn't start with this one. 1, 2. Should start with this one on the 2. Let's put that, paste that one in and change this. So let's see. Check 3, 4. This does get a bit tedious, as you can see. But that's fine, that's fine. Alright, that done. Select the customer. So the logo is up open book. Yes. Alright, let's see. So before we have everything on, did I do that correctly here? Oh, it's 80,000 diops. Ah, alright, because when I was changing, it was removing, it was going on to the Bermuda Triangle one, and switching back. Yeah, alright, that makes sense. That does make sense. So yeah, that's the second customer, but unfortunately we don't have money for the third one, I think. Let's see. We have 100,000 diops, which means we need another 20 servers. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of customers. Let's see now. We only have almost 9K in the bank. See if we're able to do that. Ooh, this is going to be tight. Yeah, no. We don't really have enough for that. So, I'll cut back. I'll be back as soon as we have enough money for this. All right, we have enough money. we can complete the order. There you go. And let's start carrying these over, still not hooking them up. Ooh, that's Jenga if I ever saw one. Alright, I can't really see where I'm going, but we made it here. Nice. Alright, so these racks are going to be next to each other, obviously, like so. In the future, we can also have custom racks with different colors if we ever want to, make the database a bit more colorful, I guess. Fortunately, we cannot really change the color of servers, but yeah, there's some customizability to it. You can also get custom colored cables, which will be nice. I tend to prefer color coding my cables. Basically, within the rack, I'll go with blue for the primary, white for the secondary, and then I also have red coming from customer and orange for the secondary, which means whenever I look at the customer, I know exactly what is coming to the server racks. If it's the primary connection, the secondary connection, etc. So, that being said, we're almost done with the servers. We're so close. Yet so far. I cannot wait until we have customers that need like 100 servers or 120 servers. Those big customers. If we'll get to that point, I'm not sure what will be coming in the future. Most probably there will be some huge ones for sure. That will make the game interesting to have such large customers and connecting all that network, making sure the throughput is right. The throughput is right. There's enough bandwidth for all the racks. Yeah, that would be interesting when we get to it, obviously. Now, while wiring these, we can also discuss a couple of things. So, as I was mentioning, I will be having network racks and set up. Network racks in the beginning of each row. So basically, right here is going to be a network rack. From there, I will onboard the customers into it, and from it we'll have connections running to each rack, going all the way to the other side. I hope that we have enough um, switches and patch panels and all of that jazz. But yeah, what do you think of that design? Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? Do you have a better design for us to use? Or perhaps do you work in a data center and you can give us some pointers on making it more realistic? I'm all ears, so leave a comment below. Alright, that means we are 2 servers away from finishing this one. And start to make some more money. Because at the moment we're only making 7.2 per second, so that's a bit low. Alright, so those are all hooked up. The racks are not hooked up. We have to onboard the customer first. That's 100 IOPS. Let's put this one here. Connect this one to the first rack. Let's see. I think this is the straight one. Right. Yeah, I like that. And to come right here. Yeah. There. There we go. From this one. Oh no, we don't have enough cable. Let me go buy some. No. Out. I wish that whenever we order something, it's this quick. You should just flip a switch and you find the items in there. The truck is already there. Yeah, that's amazing. So yeah, we're doing the third customer here. Alright. And that will connect to this one. So it's going to be a bit tough. I think it's this one. Right? Yeah. Perfect. Now, with that hooked up, we can switch them all on and start to configure them to the customer. Wow, that's a lot of servers. Come on. There we go. Now, yeah, let's get the IP. So this one will be 25.5.13. Oops. 2. There we go. Alright, there we go. So we have the first 3 customer configured. Maybe we should plan out to have the redundancy of the switches very early on, but for that we'll have to unlock. Let's see. So we need the same switches, but we also need these modules, which are 500 XP. Right, we actually do have enough for that. And we do have some money, so yeah, perhaps we should start wiring the secondary connection to them. Let's unlock this one and buy a couple boxes of these. And for now, actually no, not for now, we'll unlock this one and have a nice orange color. Let's see. How will the 5.5 look? Yeah, that's the one. We have that for the secondary connection, and within the rack we'll need the white, the pure white like that. So let's let that roll. And we have 4 racks, so we need an additional 4 switches. Rack, yeah. It's for the network switch, but we are not ready for that yet. We'll need at least a better switch and better patch panel for that, because we might need fiber from the rack, the network rack, to our top of the rack switches that we are installing. But yeah, this should be enough for what we need. We have the orange cable, the white cable, so we'll be able to wire everything up. Right, let's put the order in. Grab the trolley. First, we should also throw this away. Just 4 meters, it's not worth having it around. And we're actually making 13.2 per second. So let's load the switches, get the ports. Yeah, there we go. And the wiring. That's all right. No, we have other spool of wire. Nice, alright. So, let's take them to the server racks. Sorry, I cannot drive. Apparently. Nice. And we should install these right here. Now, I do wish that the developers include power to the mix. So yes, right now I'm just installing stuff and turning it on, but I don't have to worry about power consumption, which is a bit odd because data centers actually do waste a lot of power, as we know, and it will be interesting to have to manage that as well. Yeah, that doesn't. For here. So for the second one, I do like to have it on a separate hook like that, so I can actually see where it's going. Let's go to the first one. So to here, and here, and here. That is connected. So we can do the same thing. Here, second one. One. Go to the first one as well. Right here. Yeah, there's two connections there. Because we have to move one server over, yeah. So yeah, there you go. That's hooked as well. Ooh. Ah, because of the spool. There. The third one will be connecting to here, 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 here. That's a bit. That's not really that straight, but for now I'll have to live with it. We'll have to fix it in the future. Because obviously what we're doing right now is hooking everything up to make money, to be able to afford better setup and, expand the data center. We for sure need to expand real soon, because we only have 5 spaces and a single space here for the rack, for the network rack. So yeah. Right, let's connect the secondary line. And right now the setup is very simple, so I will be surprised if I hook it up, I switch everything on, and when testing, having one of them not work. To this one. Let's wire these up. Now the pattern that I use for the top of the rack switches is literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So basically all on the top will be odd numbers, all on the bottom will be even numbers, and they will start from the left, move up to the right. That's kind of like the way I like to do it. And when counting the servers, I count from the bottom up, because also the way I install the servers, as you saw earlier. That way I will be able to always know which one each cable is going to. Because let's be honest, if you're looking like this, you'll have no idea. But having my system, so far it has worked, I know that this one, if I start from here, it's 1, sorry about that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's the 7th server, and if I start counting from here, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the server here. If I remove it, to remove that cable. So that's kind of like a pattern that I created. Insane. Let's see. Where is it? Actually, see it. There you go. So as I was saying earlier, I wish that the developers actually include the power management, and also what would be really cool to see is heat management as well. So if you put too many servers on a rack, like I have right here, they might actually heat up from being so close to each other. That way it will force you to be more creative in hooking them up and basically adding either switches every 4 servers, or having, you have the nice spread of different devices throughout the server rack. That way it will basically force you to be more creative. That's what I'm getting at. So yeah, I'll get back to let's speed this up. And so yeah, I'll continue wiring these up, and I'll see you in a second. Alright, so with all of that connected, we are ready to test our system, test the redundancy, make sure that everyone is happy, even though one of the switches is going to be simulating a failure. And in order to do that, all we have to do is simply just switch off the primary switch. I'll switch all of these off, and no complaints are coming in. Now, the way that it will look if we have complaints is, as you can see at the top left, um, one of them has 0 IOPS, which is the bottom one here, and the other one doesn't have the 100% that they are requesting, which is obviously because of this one here. Now, we can satisfy them by just turning this one on, but also if we switch these around, everything stays the same. Everything is working. And test this one as well, which is working. This one as well, it's working. And yeah, and that I have tested all of the 4 racks, the redundancy of the Tor switches up here, and made sure that everything is running smooth, even though one of the switches have failed. We have simulated a failure there. Now, in the next episode, we'll onboard a few more clients, and we'll also start adding redundancy of servers as well. In the meantime, I will leave the game running a bit. I will generate a bit more money in order to have everything ready for the next episode. And what I would like you to do is like, subscribe, and comment down below what do you want to see in the next episode. Until then, stay safe and see you.